brothers and sisters of this great nation. Uh, this is a very important video. Uh, it's on the Hammond situation, an update on the Hammond situation. And I have also been just delving into the Hammond situation over time, and debunking the myth and finding the truths. And the truths is, it's like there's some people that's tried to muddy the waters on this with gun charge accusations and stuff. I thought they were real at first. But anyway, what really gets me about this, and I'd written a statement under the anything I'd released on this Hammond situation so far, as it was escalating. I was, everybody had to make their own decision, but I was pretty much against it. Now, in delving into this, just, man, I've studied up on this as best I can. And here's what I found. These men were convicted on 2 arson charges, okay? One of the arson charges, and here's the thing. Here's the thing that I understand gets everybody, and it should get everybody, and here's why. They were not only charged with arson, they pushed that arson into terrorism, okay, which is supposed to carry a minimum of 5 years in prison and a maximum of like 96 years or something like that, life, whatever. Okay, let me explain the fires. One of the fires was a backburn because of lightning on the federal owned property. They did a backburn to save their home and property. Okay? They were convicted for arson for that. And they did another one to remove foliage. And if you don't know what, bad stuff coming on their property, well, there's lots of bad stuff in America that we used to didn't have. And for an example, thistle and stuff that's taken over a lot of areas. That was brought to the U.S. by, instead of buying our U.S. Hay, they bought Canadian hay, and that's how it came to America. And man, those things infest stuff. Now, I don't know what kind of foliage they had, but they were burning invasive plants, okay? So I'd say like a thistle, something like that. I don't know. But they were burning invasive plants, and it got over on the federal part, which they had leased for, their cattle graze and everything. They had grazing rights on it. So the other land it burnt kind of hurt them, not the federals. And when you dive into this deeper, you realize other things, like the BLM. And no, that's not Black Lives Matters here. This is the Bureau of Land Management, okay? Well, let me explain something to you. That's not even that's not even owned by our federal government. Ain't that something? Yeah. And here's something else. If you delve into this a little deeper, you find the BLM has been trying to take all these properties and stuff, and they've about managed it too. And here's the reason: gold, uranium, mineral rights, people. Yep, that's right. They're trying to get all this property for gold and uranium mineral rights. And if you look into this deep enough, and I didn't want to make a video on this totally until I did. And so I've spent a lot of hours going through stuff and diving into it and deciphering it, and that's what it is. And this BLM, Bureau of Land Management, has been doing this across our country. And most people don't fight back because they do stuff like, okay, here on the Hammonds. And let me give you an update on the Hammonds. I should have done this much earlier. Both father and son turned themselves in at approximately 4 p.m. Central Time. So they've turned themselves in. But when you delve into this situation, even though Oregon ruled that they could not do it, and that the Hammonds should have access to this, the BLM has been fencing off waterways and stuff, road blocking access to properties. They have been terrorizing the Hammonds for a long time. And these other people that come in, I understand why they're there. But the fact that the Hammonds gave up, and let's dive into the Hammonds just a little bit deeper in these charges. Both father and son served time for these charges. Okay? Now, that judge that sentenced them, and they served their time, retired. Okay? So a new judge comes in and says, no, this ain't right. They ain't served enough time. So we're going to make them serve more time. No, they did not serve the minimum sentence. But here's the thing. In American court systems, we have a thing called double jeopardy, people. If you do not know what double jeopardy is, look it up. We're supposed to have the protection if we are charged and sentenced and do time for a crime and are released. That's it. Okay? Makes sense too, right? Well, they're overruling this, and, they will start serving their time this afternoon. But that's called double jeopardy, people. And that's unconstitutional. I can't believe that nobody has stepped in and helped these people. Because, and I'm not talking about the stand of the, if they had decided not to serve this time, they would have been protected by these patriots. I agree with the mentality of what's going on here. If nothing else, this will bring a focus on the Bureau of Land Management, hopefully. And hopefully it will remain peaceful. I was kind of against it until the further I delved into it. Because the further you delve into it, you understand what's going on here. The BLM wants this for the minerals, for the gold, and the uranium. And they're willing to harass and terrorize people in any way necessary to get what they want. And what these patriots are trying to do, no, I don't agree with taking that Federal Reserve building, actually. That worries me. But I do agree totally with Mr. Bundy and others wanting to bring this to a national forefront. And like it or not, and like the way this has been done or not, think about one thing. Would this be in the news? Would this be in the news if they had all walked away and the Bundys turned themselves in today? No. So just remember, I may have made a remark under things earlier that I should remove because I myself had not been totally educated. So I educated myself on this. I hope you educate yourself on this and understand, even though maybe taking this federal park building might not be viewed too well by the public, and it's really bad timing with Obama's speech today on more gun crap. We should all always guard our Second Amendment. You know that. We all know that. Our Second Amendment guards our First Amendment. And that's what some of these patriots have said there when they ask them why they're armed. And it is an absolute fact, people. Your Second Amendment guarantees your First Amendment. Remember that. And before you think of these people as terrorists, remember, they're bringing notice to something that needs to be looked at. And they're not terrorists. They're Americans that are fed up. They're fed up with what this government is doing to people. And the government is so big it can. It will. And it does. So like it or not, agree with it or not, people do have to start standing up for this nation's rights, I must agree. As peaceably as possible. Because, man, conflict, I mean, if shots start getting fired, man, it feeds right into Obama's hands, no, don't it? But at the same time, you know, you got to stand for something, or you fall for anything. Yep, Aaron Tippin said that in a song, and I'm sure many people said it before him in life. But 2016 is an interesting year already, y'all. So y'all buckle y'all seatbelts and y'all fasten in for a turbulent year, hopefully leading up to Trump in office to start making America great again. This is Terry Harris, Middle Tennessee, and my thoughts on the Hammonds situation and the Bundy situation at the federal facility. God bless y'all. Like I said, Terry Harris, Middle Tennessee, taking America back. Terry Harris, you can follow me there if you like. Just telling you what I've investigated and found on the Harmon and Bundy situation. And these guys aren't terrorists. This is not a terrorist action. This is America, wake up and see what's happening. See what the bureaucrats in this federal government is doing and letting bureaus that aren't even federal government due to the citizens of this country. Terry Harris, Middle Tennessee, 931-209-2150. Y'all have a good evening now. Don't believe any of that crap the president throws at you tonight or this evening. I don't know when he's coming on. I don't think he's made it yet. But don't y'all believe any of that, because Trump will get rid of all of it. Y'all be strong Trump supporters. And we're going to get every one of you Republicans that voted for this $1.1 trillion deceit. You believe me there, don't you? I hope you do, because we will. Ryan, your days are numbered in the Senate and in the House. Wherever you at, we're gonna get you. Now, we got to get these guys that betrayed our country out. Y'all remember that. Don't forget it. I've got their names listed on my homepage. We won't forget y'all. Take care. God bless. Watch your six. President won't do it for you.